This is Universa with the Waffle Press podcast. I'm here with Chris Gore. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm at Star Wars Celebration. What could be going wrong?
Definitely. And Chris, we just been asking people just their reaction to the Last Jedi trailer. Just curious to hear your thoughts.
Well, I loved it, but I have also loved every Star Wars trailer for every Star Wars movie. I can't necessarily say that I've loved every Star Wars film since the original trilogy, but this trailer in particular I love because Luke Skywalker is in the trailer, and he speaks. Well, we don't actually see him speaking, but you hear his voice, so one can assume that we'll get to hear him talk. And I'm a big Luke Skywalker fan. You know, having seen the originals when I was a little kid, for me, Star Wars will always be about the adventures of Luke Skywalker. Which, if you read the movie novelization, that's what it is, the Adventures of Luke Skywalker. So let's get back to that story, and I want to see what it's like for him to be sort of a fallen hero, right? So the trailer I thought was amazing for several reasons. One, it didn't tell us anything,
right?
Which is great. I think that Disney should be commended for not giving things away in the trailer. Too many trailers these days tell you the entire story of a film, which is, disheartening. They tell you everything except what happens at the end of the third act, which you can usually guess. And in this, we've got some great imagery. We see characters that we love in different situations. And what I also liked about it was it visually looked different. I think Force Awakens seemed a bit too familiar to me in terms of vistas and visions from Star Wars that we've seen in previous movies. Right. And this film looks like there are places, a water planet, those things with the skiffs with the red smoke or whatever is coming off of them, like some really interesting visuals and designs. I think the designs in the film look spectacular, and seeing Luke in this situation and I got chills several times in it, and we really didn't see much of anything.
Yeah.
So, this trailer I love, just like I've loved all the other trailers for Force Awakens. I hope that this takes me to a different place in the galaxy far, far away.
Yeah. And did you notice anything, any Easter eggs, anything like that?
I didn't notice because I saw it in the big room where the Last Jedi panel was, and I've only seen it on my phone since. Yeah. I do want to scour the internet when I get back from Celebration with Easter eggy stuff. I didn't notice the walkers until someone pointed it out to me, and then watched it again. It's like, oh yeah, those are, but they're way, way in the distance, and I'm sure they don't look like the walkers we're used to.
Yeah,
they're different, but I'm just excited for what's coming forward, and I feel like Force Awakens was a good transition movie. It had to bring the fans back, and it had to introduce new characters to the Star Wars universe that you care about that aren't named Han, Luke, and Leia.
Yeah.
And it did that, but now let's get into it.
Right, of course.
So cool.
Thank you so much for your time, Chris. Where could people find you?
I'm just that Chris Gore on everything: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Thanks for having me on the show.
Of course.